here had gone to, it was going pure white. Hello everybody, and welcome to this rather late edition of the Travel Coffee Break, happening live from Blogstock. I did say I was going to try and start this around 5 o'clock, but I've been battling with tech, you know how it is, for the last, well, pretty much an hour, I think. But finally we're online, and I'm really pleased to be able to talk to both Michael Ball, who's the organizer of this festival, Blogstock, and also Becca. I'm going to do something totally rude there and funny because I can't remember what your other name is. Fairly Clark. Becky is from Travel Alberta, and we're actually on her stand at the moment. Mike, you've got to go in a hurry. You're a very busy man. So let's just cover the basics here. First of all, tell people what Blogstock is for those who don't know.
So it's basically it's an event for bloggers and all sorts of people. Sorry, I'm getting radioed by someone over here. One moment.
I'll tell you what it is about.
Yeah, Alice will fill in.
Blogstock this is the second year of Blogstock. It's a festival of bloggers, but principally travel bloggers, also lifestyle bloggers, family bloggers, and fashion bloggers, not least fashion bloggers, who bring an air of elegance to the whole proceedings that you can't imagine out here in a field in Elstree. It's Aldenham Country Park. And it's just outside London. In fact, it's in the crook of the M1 as it heads north out of London. And this is day one. We started a few hours ago. Looking a bit still overcast. We're hoping for some more sunshine. It's quite chilly at the moment. Michael, it's our second one, and bigger and better this year.
Bigger and better, yeah, we are. We've got more people, so we're at about so I'm still getting radio. We're at about 300 people this weekend, so it's probably about half that here at the moment, but it's still kind of just coming to the end of work hours on a Friday. We expect around 200 to be here tonight, which was our maximum attendance last year, and going up to about 300 tomorrow.
That's quite a step change. I mean, is it your ambition that, for example, next year we'll be up to 400?
We'll have to see how it goes, really. We base the festival on how many people it looks like we're going to have. So early on with this one, we said to all the people we're speaking to, such as Becky, about potentially coming down as a brand. It would be between 250 and 300. We may have said 250 and 350 at that point. It's quite hard to tell very early on. But it's very different. You know, we sometimes try and work with partners, which is something that we may be moving away from next year, as you see, because we're building up a lot of our own reputation with the event. We potentially don't need to do that, and it's more controlling the event ourselves.
It's a great opportunity for bloggers, both bloggers who are starting out and bloggers who are well established, to actually come and learn from each other in these workshop sessions, I guess you'd call them, in the various tents around the area here, and on really quite detailed subjects. I mean, we've got quite a range of topics. What sort of things are we covering? What are the extremes, would you say, off the top of your head, looking at your card quickly?
Yeah, it's a lot. We want to try and touch as much as we can. I mean, this is just as a quick reference to our other bigger event, Traverse, the Travel Bloggers Conference. We really have to focus on core topics, and one of the main reasons for doing Blogstock is so we could move away from just doing the core topics and really focus on a lot more niche stuff. So yeah, some stuff people talking about, business tricks, how you can blog better from mobile.
There was an SEO session this afternoon.
Yeah, it's an SEO session. We've got 2 Instagram sessions tomorrow. So we've got Instagram about how to supercharge your account with Julie Faulkner, and then Sean, who's surname
Byrne.
Alberta's speaker. Sean Byrne. Yeah, I was going to say Sean Locke, but he's someone else. Sean Byrne is doing one specifically about Instagram for photographers. Yeah. So that's such a subject which 2 years ago Instagram itself would have been a niche topic, and now it's big enough to need 2. We've got 3 social media talks outside of that tomorrow. A few about writing, a bit more.
And you've got a very interesting, I'm hesitant to call it a keynote, but you've got a celebrity presentation tomorrow. That's completely sort of out of the left wing, because we hadn't expected anything like this.
No.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it came a bit out. I mean, we talked about it from
left
the start.
field is the word I'm using.
Came. Yes, we had a call from one of the partners we're working with saying that Bill Oddie, the wildlife presenter, and nature guy who's done loads of stuff, would be potentially around to do a talk. I thought, yeah, that'd be really interesting, but what on? You know, this is for bloggers. And then they said we'd like to do about responsible travel, responsible tourism, which in the travel blogging sector, I think across a lot more blogging is such a hot topic at the moment. It fitted kind of perfectly in. So it's Bill and 2 other people doing it, Dan Bradbury and someone else doing the talk.
We'll tell you tomorrow.
Sean Byrne, I can tell you. He's and they're doing this talk together about it, and it's with the World Lands Trust, which is a great charity. Do that talk together.
And I overheard you. Now, you may not be able to talk about this because this may be top secret, but I overheard you earlier on having a conversation about another wildlife turn.
Yes. Yeah. We have some guys called Impian Productions, who I've known pretty much my whole life. The guy who runs this company. First time I met him, he did my older brother's 4th birthday party, and it was my 29th recently, so a long time. And he does.
So this is a full circle for you, really.
Yeah, it's been. Well, I went there on my 29th birthday as well. So he's been running conservation projects and breeding programs for zoos and endangered animals, as well as traveling to sub-Saharan Africa, Borneo, South America, and other places in Southeast Asia to run and teach people about conservation. And so a way that he's always done it is by doing educational shows with animals, whether they're kids' parties or stuff for adults, stuff that shows. And so he's coming down tomorrow. I spoke to him today, and about some of the animals coming. So some really interesting ones like an armadillo, fruit bats, sugar glider, 2 meerkats, a chameleon, a Burmese python, a crocodile. And you can hold them all. It's not advisable to hold the crocodile. I got bit by it once, it hurts. But all the others are really handleable. So the crocodile is young. It's a caiman. It's probably about 2 foot at the moment. And they go 6 foot when fully grown. But this is a baby. It's given me a nip before. They're not really tameable crocodiles. Most of the other animals are. Crocodiles are not really.
It's a classic for the blogging community, for bloggers and for new media. It's a classic social object. It's something that everybody can kind of hook on and take photographs of, or in my case, maybe video, or do a scope on, or an Instagram. It creates something that everybody can talk about and create stories around, and that's part of what we're doing here.
Yeah, so I'm just I have to go.
Okay.
So starting in 10 minutes.
Right, okay.
And I need to get all the text.
You can tell just exactly how live this is.
Yes. So right, thanks for having me on. Enjoyed as always, and I'm sure I'll chat tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Handily, Becky's here.
Yeah, don't worry. You still got me.
because we were talking earlier on about your presence here.
Yeah.
Travel Alberta, a whole stand. We're on their stand. I'm borrowing their table for all of this. And the reason you're here is what? Why?
Basically, we've worked with bloggers, influencers for a couple of years now, but keen to do more. Keen to find out who else is out there. Obviously, we've been to Traverse, we've been to different events and WTM and that kind of thing. But just keen to get to know bloggers and to chat with them and see if we're right for them and they're right for us, really.
And what are you talking to them about? What's
various things. I mean, Alberta's great, summer and winter. Obviously, we're coming into winter now, so we've got our skiing. We've got different 3 ski hills in Banff National Park, a ski hill in Jasper National Park, and then other ski hills in the province. So ski and winter activities are key at the moment. And then looking into next year, we've just had a dinosaur museum open in Alberta, so we've already got one of the world's most famous dinosaur museums, and actually Alberta is home to the largest concentration of dinosaur fossils anywhere in the world. So dinosaurs are huge for us anyway, and with this new museum, so we're obviously, it's opening now, but it'll be much better in the summer next year, so you've got time to
back to that. But what we ought to do is, because there's going to be people who are watching who go, okay, Alberta, it's the bit in the middle, isn't it? I mean, that's to
the west of Canada. So you've got British Columbia there. It's the far bit, and then we're the one next door. We're landlocked. But yeah, so we're the home of the Canadian Rockies.
And what's great about it is that actually it extends right down, I think, pretty much to the border. So what you get is the flatlands, so like a brown prairies where you get Calgary, for example, and the famous Stampede, a fantastic show every year.
Yeah, so we go. I think there's kind of through time. We've got the dinosaurs, then we go through to the First Nation people, the cowboys, the prairie lands, and then obviously explorers in the mountains and that kind of thing. So yeah, we've got something for everyone. We've got our two cities, our Edmonton and Calgary, both where you can fly to from the UK. Edmonton's a great kind of festival city. There's all sorts of festivals throughout the year. And Calgary, it's kind of known as Cowboy Town, but also got fab restaurants, bars, culture, that kind of thing. And in our national parks, Jasper National Park is, which is 4 hours away from Edmonton, is one of the world's largest dark sky preserve, which means that it's 97% light pollution free, and it's the only dark sky in the world where there's a town in the middle of it. So, and that is because in Jasper, they honestly, there's just no light pollution. And
dark skies is a serious thing. There is the society or the rewards the certificates,
absolutely.
And they go around and they check for light pollution, because the idea is you should be able to see the night sky perfectly. And normally, as you say, it would be pristine wilderness. I mean, actually the closest one we've got here I think is in Kilda Forest, isn't it, in the north of England, where you've got to go right into the middle of the forest to get away from any light pollution there. You would have thought for you guys out there in the middle of the Rockies there'd be nothing around, but you've got a town in the middle. So why doesn't that corrupt
because there's only, I think, I might be slightly wrong, but there's only 2 street lights in Jasper and they turn off at night.
Really?
So they're only on till a certain night time and then they go off. So, and they just, but also, I mean, there's another town in Alberta that's just been at Bon Accord, which is just near Edmonton. It's just been awarded the Dark Sky Community, and they actually, as a community, have come together and worked on their dark sky, on their light pollution. So as a community now, they all turn their lights off. They do different things. So dark skies, our big skies in Alberta are just stunning, so beautiful, whether in the mountains or in the prairies or whatever. So obviously we're just capitalizing on that, and people that live there know that, and they're making the best of what.
And that's just one aspect of why you would go there, because not ordinarily, I mean, you would go particularly up to the Rockies during the summertime for the amazing vistas. The landscapes are absolutely dramatic. You and I were talking earlier on about the Icefields Parkway, which is probably one of the most beautiful roads in the world. Probably in both seasons as well. That's the extraordinary thing about it. So you would go there for that. You would go there for adventure, kayaking, hiking, horse riding. But the thing is, we always talk about it's for all ages and ability. So you can be an absolutely hardcore adventurer and go out ice climbing or mountaineering or go off on a hike into bear country for the backcountry of Banff National Park for 5 days, or you can stay in the Chateau Lake Louise, on the edge of Lake Louise, this beautiful turquoise lake, and you can do a hike around the lake, which is suitable for, granny and the grandchildren. So it is a perfect size lake, isn't it? And exactly that. You can walk all the way around it. It is, I have to say, it is, because there are some fabulous photographs, maybe enhanced, maybe not, but it looks, spectacularly blue. During the summer, it's one of those classic ice lakes, and then in the winter it freezes over, and you can skate on it, and the track around it becomes a skiing, cross-country skiing track, and you see people going all over the place. I mean, both around it and off. It is one of the most aerobic sports I think you can do.
Skiing's hard.
And then for granny there is the during the winter there's the horse-drawn sleigh as well, so you can go around in comfort with a blanket around your knees and all that kind of stuff. So from the blogger's point of view now, I mean, when you're talking to bloggers, you're trying to find out about them, what kind of things interest them, what kind of whether, and presumably it's a process of kind of matchmaking. You're trying to match up bloggers who talk about stuff like that with what it is that you want to
communicate, and their audiences are looking for kind of what we offer, and it is kind of a bit like dating. I think you meet a blogger, you get on well, they obviously like their stories, we carry on that communication, we carry on talking about different stories that they might be interested in doing, and then what content they can offer us. I mean, we also, as well as having content on their channels, we quite often would purchase the content if we want to be able to use it on our channels or on our image library that we have. All tourist spots have them. We actually have influencer images as well, so they're images that some of our other people, Instagrammers or whoever, have gone out, taken. We love them and we use them, and so we bought them so that we can use them and other people can use
And
them
that's part
too.
of the,
So
that's part of the
it's
fun of being
all-
here, because you can find some of those people,
Exactly.
particularly in the new things, because there's always something new. I mean, we wouldn't have thought, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years ago that Pinterest, for example, would be as big as it is, or
No,
that Instagram would, or
yeah.
and so these things are changing right now. It's 360-degree video work, and it's a events like this that you find people who are working in those fields, and
Absolutely.
you can begin to, as you say,
Work with them.
form a relationship,
Yeah,
and then get great content.
yeah. I mean, and we very much see it as a long-term thing. I mean, you don't want to work with a blogger and then, oh, they've done that trip,
Yeah.
done, boom. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you've done the summer. Let's see if you want to come
Yeah.
back in the winter.
Yeah.
Oh, and then can we use you for something? We're doing this talk or something. Can we use you for that? And so, yeah.
And
So
it does work that way too, because
really
in old school journalism time, my territory, there was this, exactly as you described it. You'd go out on a press trip, you go there, soak up the atmosphere and everything else, come back, write it up, maybe 6 months later or whatever, there would be a piece in one of the papers or one of the magazines, but that was essentially it. That was the end of the relationship. You might have a couple of conversations after, you might run into each other maybe at an event,
Yeah.
a year later, and go, oh, hi, how's things?
Yeah,
Blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. But that's it. And with bloggers, it's not like that.
no, and we don't want it to be like that. It can't be a one hit, oh, that's done. It's like keeping your audiences engaged, and so they, not repeating the messages, but giving different messages. And it's really important to us. I mean, as Michael mentioned, Sean Byrne that's coming here tomorrow, he's an Instagrammer. Well, he's a photographer who's an Instagrammer, and he came out to Alberta, and now he's doing this, talking about everything that he's learned, but using Alberta as a case study, because I asked him to do it. So, yeah, it's very much a long-term, how can we keep working together thing. So.
Early days, Blogstock's only been running for a few hours now. Have you had any good encounters so far?
Yeah, met some really good people so far. Some, just chatting with people, and that's it. We always use this as kind of like the initial meeting in a bar. I always think, oh yeah, you're quite nice, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So
Magic word there, bar. That's where we're going now. I'm going to do another one of these hopefully tomorrow, probably around lunchtime. This time, hopefully, we'll start on time. And I'm doing some periscopes and things like that during the course of the day. So do join me then, and keep looking out for tweets and alerts to say that we're doing it. But aim for midday tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get started on time. Okay, for now, bye for now.
bye.
Cool.